Pre-trial.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Pretrial, pretrial, pretrial. I hope you are all doing well this evening. I have been having a great weekend and I hope you guys have too. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if my audio is good. I am excited to be here tonight and we have some old school detention dockets for old time's sake. Just because I like it. So, stay out of Fulton County, people. Stay out of Fulton County. I seriously am trying to make that
Pre-trial.
my sound that happens whenever somebody subs or donates, but I haven't got there yet to figure that out. Anyways. Okay, guys, let me know what you had for dinner tonight. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, let me know what you wish you had. See Charles Blake in the chat. I see Laura in Michigan, Mistress of Fun. Greetings. Courtney R. Fulmer, Tiffany Davis, Sashina, Eddie Block Films, Crystal Fullaway, Karen Evans, Jesse Chica. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Uh, If you're new here, this is Kitchen Court Cases, where we watch court in my kitchen. This is not a kitchen. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm in the kitchen in my heart. Hi, Carrie. I'm in the kitchen in my and Avs and Broncos fan. Sorry, trying to see everybody. That is the way I see it, my friend, of course. Okay, before I forget. Laura, I love you so much. Thank you so, so much. No, you've not met Stalker, but you are absolutely a super fan. Thank you so, so much. Seriously. Um,
Yeah.
there we go. So, I'd really love it if Judge Manning said pre-trial when that happened. Um,
Pre-trial.
Anyways, thank you so, so much, Laura. Charles had penne pasta with Alfredo sauce. Hi, Mayor. Streamlabs. I mean, who's that? Oh, so few different things, a little housekeeping matters. Folks, have you clocked in for your shifts yet in the kitchen? Please do so by hitting the like or the dislike button. Sashina is drinking her dinner. Um, if you don't want to hit the like or the dislike button, that's okay, but you could tell me why. You can explain yourself in the chat and then we can talk about it. Even the lurkers, I know you're there, and that's okay. I won't even call you out by name if you don't want to, as long as you like it. So for anybody that's new here, we are going to be watching some detention docket hearings. They are from the olden days of court, 2021. They are from the 323rd District Court of Tarrant County, Texas, and they are in the courtroom of Judge Alex Kim. Um, Oh, I love you guys too, seriously. Okay, Eddie Block Films is not gonna hit because you're a dick, and that's totally fine. Oh wait, you hit it already. That's okay. Um, so hi, my crazy life. Hi, Captain Happy. Do not stop at a MARTA bus stop to tie your shoe. Don't get me started on that. Anyways, hi Georgia Peach. Okay, guys. Linny Lynn. My apologies. Um, med check, med check. We do med checks in this room because if that what that means is if you take medicine, go check it and make sure that you are up to date. If you don't take medicine, like I've said, come let us know what that's like in the chat. Love to hear about that. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and do some old school hearings. Not going to be a long night tonight. I'm pre-warning you guys right now. I have some other stuff going, but I already made arrangements with a babysitter. Don't worry for you guys. So after we're finished here, that is the way I see it, is willing to take over. He's going to be doing a late night premiere tonight for anybody who doesn't want to or can't sleep or wants to be up. That's where we will be going. Okay. Hi, Vaughn. Um, Before I forget, so make sure if you're like, wait, that ended so early tonight. Yeah, it did. But you've got somewhere to go. I already took care of you guys. I love you. I always take care of you. So, what we have tonight is a hearing from Judge Kim. And if anybody's new here, Judge Kim deals in juveniles. And so they're totally different than regular court. If you think you know court because you watch adult court, you're going to be in for some surprises. And if you have any questions, you can let us know in the chat. We have the best chat around. Well, they travel around. Let's be clear. It's a great chat, but they travel around. But at this point in time, they're here. Lisa, hiya, Grammy Rita, anybody that I've missed, I apologize. Last thing. Look what happened. Yeah, you can see it there. Look at this. That was from 20 minutes sitting out in the sun. This is the Scottishness of me. And it is not on this side, if you notice. It is literally one side. Hi, Richard Harrison. You guys, I'm not kidding. I live in British Columbia, Canada. It is a rainforest climate for the most part. It is May. Yes, it was 21 degrees Celsius here yesterday, but I was not baking in the sun. I was literally sitting for like 10 minutes, 20, maybe 20. Anyways, I mean it. Seriously, I was taken aback. And it's only that one spot. That's okay though. I can count how many sunburns I've ever had in my life. My mother was militant about sun protection, which is good. It's important. Oh, yes. Oh, Canada. The true north, strong and free, baby. Okay. Also, happy Memorial Day to all you guys. My American friends. I love you guys. And your dollar. Thank you. Okay, I CRD. Okay, guys. I swear to God, the ADD is so strong today. So strong. Do you know what I decided to do moments before I started this live? Rename all of my little buttons. Imperative that I do that. Absolutely imperative. Okay. Now here's the problem. I renamed them thinking this is great. Now they say what they actually are instead of just like image 111. I knew them like that, and now it's not as easy. Like this one? Oh no. Okay. I'm kidding. That one was I did that on purpose. On purpose. Okay, guys. Like I said, these are detention hearings. They're from the 323rd District Court of Tarrant County, Texas. We play a little game when we watch these. So the game starts, or not starts, but comprises of uh, the voting in the chat. 1 for detained, 2 for released. You can vote as many times as you like, and you can change your vote. Whatever. The rules are very fluid in this house. Also, if you're looking at the chat and there's Streamlab stuff going by, and you're like, God, that's annoying. I don't like that. You don't have to. You have a choice. You can just hit block, like click him and block him. Gone. Doesn't hurt anything. You won't be penalized. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know about it. Okay? But that is the way to get a little bit more of a clear chat. Okay? So, once again, I'm Kitchen Court Cases. This is court. We're going to watch it and let us know if you have any questions in the chat. Let's go. Oh, a few things to know about Judge Kim while he's filtering everybody in, just like me. Judge Kim hates it when people are late. He has a real problem with that. He won't even let people in. Even when they have good excuses. He'll be like, absolutely not. Do not know. So what happens in this courtroom is it used to open quite early and then close right at the time of the hearings. Um, it was some of my favorite parts of court was waiting for everyone to come in and just like anticipating what was going to happen. But we will do a little skippy aheady.
And they did some.
So it's just him muted. Oh, last thing I'll introduce here is a gentleman known by the name of Larry Beaver. Larry Beaver is the channel mascot, and he provides beaver buffer dams whenever that's needed. So if you see him blocking something on the screen, that means YouTube Daddy doesn't want me to show you. So Larry and I work together. If you're a member here, you'll have some special beaver emojis in your emoji packs. And if we get trolls, which doesn't happen that often, we like to say bye bye beaver. It's not a game chair. This is just like an old, shitty, whatever, this like computer chair. Like too heavy, but not comfortable. I used to sell office chairs. Oh my God, I've had so many jobs. I forgot about that one until just that moment. Um, yeah, I used to sell office chairs, and let me tell you something, this chair ain't shit. This chair ain't shit compared to some chairs that I've sat in. Man. Hi, Orlando Chiquita from sunny Orlando. Jelly. Judge Kim, who are you talking to? Can you just like get her done, please? The problem is, and this is the issue, right? Like the second I hit it, it will start, we will lose where it is. And instead, I am going to let it roll. Look at the chat. Hi, Denisha. Charles, I can't tell if that is a good thing, if they did that accidentally, or if we need to send somebody to check on Charles and his scrotum. Like, I apologize if that's supposed to have been what happened, though, man. Wow. Also, we're sending good thoughts for you, my friend. Um, dog sitting this weekend. Lisa B switched phone. Won't stop buffering. Oh yeah, turn your chat to all messages. Um, it's not TMI though, Mistress of Fun. Unfortunately. Just so that we're clear, there's never TMI on this channel. Maybe for you guys, but like not to me. You will not shock me. So bring it on. If you people are like, oh, that's TMI, you can come here and tell me about it. Okay. Thank you, Orlando. We are getting up there on subscribers. Everybody here should be in the 2K club at least, right? And Mistress of Fun, that's not to say like you don't have to participate or whatever. I'm just explaining that we have a really open policy here for talking. That obviously does not include racism. Thank you very much. And you have to remember I'm Canadian, so you have to be polite. Um, Let me see here. Oh, hi, Gracie T, Courtney E. Um, More like not enough info. Exactly, right? Like that was just slightly less info. Okay, here we go. Come on, Judge Kim. I hate when he does this. I hate it.
This Constitution up to 6 months.
Oh yeah, this part's just for me. We have to watch this part. It's very important.
We are now all right. Good morning, everyone. Sorry about the delay. We had to finish up a court matter. This is the detention docket for August 6th, the 323rd District Court. We are now, for the time being, conducting our detention hearings via Zoom. And I'd like to remind everyone this is still a court proceeding and people are expected to behave appropriately for court. So please be appropriately dressed. Please, well, look. Yeah, we don't have any parents on here. Good. No portion of this court proceeding may be broadcast, published, or recorded. Violations of this order are punishable by contempt of court of up to 6 months in the Tarrant County Jail and a $500 fine. And we are broadcasting these proceedings in order to comply with the open courts provision of the Texas Constitution, in order to give the public meaningful access to our public courtrooms. All right, so let's go start with Jennifer. You only have 1 10-day? Good. All right, Jennifer, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. The law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 business days, and I have to decide whether or not to keep you. If I keep you here, the law says you must see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Mr. Masek as your attorney.
Right here.
Hey, good morning, James.
Morning, Judge.
All right, so Jennifer, this is not a trial. This is simply about whether I should detain you here at our facility or I should release you back into the community. Okay, so about this morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, Arlington PD was dispatched to domestic. When they got there, you and your 18-year-old sister, police learned that you two got into argument after evidently she locked you out of the house. Everyone came home and you were the last to get out of the car. During the argument, saying you struck her with your cell phone, causing a cut in the side of her head. Sister says she did not want to press charges, did not feel a victim.
I'm sorry, right away. I've got a problem. Inside of her head, the cut was inside of her head, i.e. in one of her holes in her head? Quickly, how many holes are in your head? No, but seriously. How do you have a cut in your head? These are the kinds of things that lawyers usually pick up on. You got 6 holes in your head? That's weird. I have more than that. I'm not even talking about man-made holes either.
Impact statement, but you were brought here because it's a family violence case. So I guess, are you mom?
Yes, Judge, and she only speaks Spanish.
Oh, okay. All right. So my first question for mom is, why were they out till 3 o'clock in the morning?
Porque estaban afuera de las 3 de la mañana. Porque estaban afuera de la casa hasta las 3 de la mañana. Tu hija.
¿Cuándo?
Cuando esto pasó, señora.
Judge, it was 3 p.m.
Oh, it was 3 in the afternoon, Judge.
Oh, 3 in the afternoon. Okay. Typo. Oh, no. 3 p.m. Okay. Was mom there at the time?
¿Estabas en la casa cuando eso pasó?
Estaba en la escuela inscribiendo a mi niña pequeña.
She was enrolling the younger daughter.
First of all, could not have been a better answer to that question. Literally. The only question. or only answer to that question, possibly. Seriously, that's hilarious.
School judge, not at home.
Okay. Does Angie live with them?
Las dos hijas viven con usted?
Sí.
Yes, Judge.
Angie and Jennifer's relationship, is it a normal relationship? Is it a healthy relationship?
¿Cómo se portan las hermanas juntas? ¿Normal pelean o cómo se?
Normal, pelean, pero es que a veces ella se me sale de control.
They argue, never really physical, but the daughter here is a little bit more aggressive.
Is mom worried about the safety of Angie or anybody else in the house from Jennifer?
¿Piensas que algo va a pasar si regresa a la casa?
Yo pienso que ella necesita ayuda profesional.
Ok, pero no, eso no está preguntando. Está preguntando si la regresa a la casa hoy, piensas que van a tener problemas.
No, no creo.
She doesn't see a safety issue, Judge. She does feel she needs counseling, but in regards to safety, no.
All right, so Jennifer, can you hear me? Okay. So if this is all true, right, where no matter what happened, your sister locking you out of the house, if you actually hit her and cause pain, you understand how that would now have to get the courts and the police involved? Yes? Yes? And do you understand how, if it's true, that's where the line was crossed when actually somebody actually hit somebody else? Yes? Jennifer, do you understand what I'm saying?
¿Habla español tu hija o no?
Sí.
¿Nomás español?
Español, sí.
Judge, mom is saying she's Spanish primarily. The daughter.
Oh, okay. Here's my question. Can you ask mom, is Jennifer a United States citizen?
¿Dónde nació tu hija?
Honduras.
In Honduras, Judge.
Okay. Have we done a consular notification, Ms. Guerrero?
No, Judge, not yet.
Okay. One second, y'all.
¿Entiendes inglés?
Poquito.
Pero normal habla inglés o español.
Español. Sí.
¿Va a la escuela?
Sí.
Okay. Okay.
So there's citizens of Honduras.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we do have a note that says that she did sign that document.
Which document?
The consular notification.
So she does want us to notify the consul?
He said that she does not. She signed the document indicating that she did not want them to be notified.
Okay. I can't remember, is Honduras a mandatory notification? No, it is not. Okay. That works. All right, so let's get Jennifer in the courtroom after this is done. I just want to admonish some things that I think we should do. So just, if you can go ahead and pull her out, and then whenever we're done, we'll just do hers in person. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Va a esperar a tomar decisión, señor, porque quiere hablar con
Free
todos ustedes.
trial.
Okay, the next is Sonia.
We know the one murder every Friday.
All right, hello, Sonia. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. Law says when a kid's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. You have to decide whether to keep you in custody or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Mr. Adeniji as your attorney for this case. Today is not your trial. It's simply about whether I should detain you.
What the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Let's see what's going on over there.
I'm in the attorney's lounge.
So I've got to ask, which one of our fellow brethren was that?
Oh my goodness. I don't understand what they're saying, George.
We did.
Oh, yeah, you did.
All right. Outstanding. All right, Sonia. So you have never been.
We going back, baby. Let's just see. Does it really come from Mr. Adenishi, though? Because I don't think it did. But maybe it does.
You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Mr. Adeniji as your attorney for this case. Today is not your trial. This is simply about whether I should detain
We're
you.
not agreeing to that. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Let's see what's going on over there.
I'm in the attorney's lounge.
So I've got to ask, which one of our fellow brethren was that?
Okay, and I gotta tell you guys something funny, a little story while that happens. Hold on, let me just. Hold on for a second. I'll pause. I've had many jobs. This is no secret. One of those jobs was at a car dealership where I was in charge of answering the phone. MB, thank you so much. I saw you on Irish Demon. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Seriously, amazing. But so one of my jobs working at the car dealership, answering the telephone, and then you page the call out over the loudspeaker for like a block to hear, right? Oh, I'm just remembering this.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I'm just remembering this and like feeling just remembering how embarrassed I was. But basically, I didn't hang up right afterwards. It's like a code on the phone to do the PA, and I didn't hang up, and I just swore profusely right afterwards, and it was broadcast just like the whole block. Something very similar to this, like "fuck you, you stupid bitch," or like something like that. And yeah, I quickly got a phone call about that because everybody in the dealership heard it because it goes on every single phone, every loudspeaker. I was just like, oh. Anyways, let's continue.
We did.
All right. Outstanding. All right, Sonia. So you have never been here before. Let's see what's going on.
CRD, fun stuff, fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Then I started getting into trunks. Yeah, absolutely, Karen. That's exactly the same place. I worked there for 5 years. No more than that, maybe. But I had a lot of different jobs while I worked there. Some of which included getting into the trunks of vehicles to prove how many bodies you may be able to fit in those vehicles. It was a great sales technique. It's great. Also, thank you again, CRD and Laura, you guys, and MB. Thank you guys. And thank you all for being here. We're seriously we're moving, you know. I'm not gonna jinx it. That's my whole worry. So I'm not gonna jinx it too much. I'm just gonna be like, keep on moving, keep on moving.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Seriously. Yeah, though, seriously, very funny, the car dealership. The other thing about the car dealership, lastly, before I get back to this video, I was working there. It was one of the only dealerships around in the whole entire world that had 3 brands in the same roof, and that was Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche. Oh, Orlando Chiquita, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. Make sure you guys have your gifts turned on because people like Orlando Chiquita are
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
You guys may rock my world. Thank you so much. Okay, so it was Volkswagen, Audi, and a Porsche dealership. Okay, and they were all under the same roof, and they were all a family-owned dealership when I worked there. And so the phone number was the same for all 3 dealerships. Like you could call, and I would answer the phone for all of them. And so, but I had to page out different things to page. And my first day ever, I was a temp. That's how I started. I just showed up from a temp agency and they're like, "Can you answer the phone?" I was like, "Yes, I can answer the phone. That I can do." So answering the phone, and then they're like, "Here you go. Like, this is how you page out." Great. Learned how to do that. And the first call that came in, it was for a Porsche sales. And I get on the PA system. I'm like, "Porsche sales line 101, please. Porsche sales line 101." And about like 15 people come to the desk like immediately. They're like, "It's Porsche. It's Porsche. Dr. Henry Porsche was a person. It is Porsche. You cannot say Porsche." I was like, "Whoa, okay. Didn't know that. I didn't even know that was a big deal. I thought it was just like a preference." And they're like, "No, it's absolutely not a preference. It's not a negotiable thing. You must say Porsche." I was like, "Okay, I will. I will always, from now on, every time, I will always say Porsche." So it's actually Porsche sales line 101, please. Porsche sales line 101. Let's continue.
Snail chain.
Your Honor, she was here prior to going to place CPS placement.
Okay, so May 6th, Arlington PD brought you in. Oh, that's right. This is where I guess you set up a lick. And your outside smoking friend came up, robbed him. And so you're in CPS care. Yeah, you set up a day with a guy, went to his house, went outside to smoke. Your friend came up, robbed him. You got in the car and left. We released you to CPS in Conroe. And in July, CPS let us know that they put a discharge notice on you for multiple incidents. You tore up the home, were taken to a mental hospital. You and another resident ran away, but you did come back in the middle of the night. So we issued a warrant for you. And the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department brought you on our warrant. And so, yeah, so we brought you back from Montgomery County. All right, Sonia, well, I was trying to give you a chance to put you in placement to figure out alternative, because the last thing I want to do is send you to TJJD. But if you can't stay in a placement and participate and not run away, then you're kind of leaving me with very few options. And these are options. So you have all these doors in life, and you can either go through an open door or you can shut a door and not even go through it, which looks like what you're doing. So at this point, I'm going to detain you. All right, we still have to figure out if you actually committed the aggravated robbery or not. We have to see if another placement's appropriate or not, or if TJJD is the most appropriate placement for you. Okay, so my advice to you is just follow the rules here, get to level 1 outstanding, do what you're supposed to do here so you can impress me and convince me that I don't have to send you to TJJD. Okay?
Judge, our CPS caseworker is on the Zoom.
Yes, I see her here. She's in our parent room. And there's a lot of stuff I remember about this. It's kind of, I'm trying to be discreet. So I just, at this point, I just want to keep her here for now because Sonia, I'm not going to have you run away. And so you just need to show me. And the only way to keep you from running away is put you in a secure facility, like here at our detention center or TJJD. But if you can show me that you can make good decisions and actually participate and do better, then I'll look at placing you in a non-secure facility where you have more freedom. If you do everything right, then you live out in the community, okay? But if you do everything wrong, then I have to confine you, and I will confine you, even if I don't want to. Okay, so I'm kind of putting this with you. I'm giving you a little bit of responsibility here to decide whether you're going to do right and show me that I can trust you, or if you're going to show me that you just can't be trusted. But I'm giving you that chance. I haven't made my mind yet. I'm going to give you the chance, okay?
Judge.
Yes.
And I've spoken to her since the incident while she was in the hospital. And I think she's going to impress the court in the direction the court just expressed.
I hope so.
Yes.
Sonia, I want you to do well. I really do. I don't want to send you and confine you.
Yes.
But I hope you understand what I'm doing is not because I like you or don't like you. I'm just very neutral. If you do well, I won't confine you. If you do bad, then I will confine you. So I'm kind of putting this all on you. All right? All right. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Adniji.
This
Right,
is Cafe
Nicholas.
Glacé, iced coffee.
All right, Nicholas. I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. When a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here or to release you. If I keep you here, you have to see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have appointed Ms. Lothorpe as your attorney. She's not available, so Mr. Adeniji is going to substitute in. All right. Nicholas, you're 16. You've never been here before. Yesterday, 4th PD brought you in. They're saying that they were dispatched a runaway call at a CPS group home and for a home with children with behavioral problems. When they got there, employee told the police that you had run away. They found you, told you to stop. You put up fists and went in a fighting stance as you backed off and told the police you would fight them. So then you tripped while back.
Poor child. The police arrived and told you to stop? Like, fuck. Wow. I'm so shocked that didn't work. Oh. Thank God. Again, like, I respect law enforcement and people that work with these kids so much. My dad was a juvenile corrections officer in Canada. The respect I have for them is immense. But do you know, I not only respect but expect them to be just good and even better than good, like excellent. We should pay them great money, and we should have very high expectations of de-escalation techniques and university degrees for all of law enforcement. Seriously. Minimum. And secondly, Judge Kim doesn't make it easy for his staff, unfortunately, or the kids that are there. And I don't know if it's by design or if it's just like the way he is. We've all had a boss like that, where you're just like, if you fuck off, we will all get way more done. We'll all be happier. You'll still get paid. Like, just fucking leave and we can handle this shit. Have you guys had bosses like that? I've had bosses like that.
Backing up, so they moved in, tried to detain you. You turned your head and spit on one of the officers' faces, then resisted being arrested, told both officers you're going to kill them. Even after you're detained, you're combative, try to kick the officers, and had to be forced into the patrol car. So group home staff told the police that you are on the spectrum and gave your medication to the police. Okay.
Which spectrum, which medication?
All right, so Shelley, we do have the medication, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the people here in the parents' room, who are they? Are they with the department?
Those are from the placement, the CPS,
Okay.
and then Dorian and Roxana West.
Listen, the reason I say which spectrum and which medications is not because I'm not aware that most times people say a spectrum, they are referring to autism. That is not always the case, in especially CPS and juvenile cases, in my experience. It is extremely important to be very specific about that. So much so that there are certain jurisdictions where like 4 things are what the judges have to mandatorily check for each hearing. And one of those is like specific psychotropic medications that the children are on, because it is such a problem, not only having children under medicated if they need to be medicated, but also over medicated unnecessarily to their own detriment, because these kids are not afforded the same luxury of having 1, maybe 2 adults that actually worry about them all the time. That's not how it works for every kid, unfortunately. And especially the ones in CPS care that are in juvenile detention. This kid has very few people actually looking out for them. And it's to the detriment of the whole program and system. We've heard me talk about this before. I'll talk about it ad nauseum. This is much better handled, cheaper, earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, MB. Great supporter of the channel. Been here since early on. Always love your conversations. Anyways, let's continue. I'm rambling.
Are from CPS for his case.
Great. So which placement is this?
A family choice.
Family choice. Okay.
Cynthia Smith.
Good. All right. So I want to ask this then. So over at your placement, how's Nicholas been? Was this just kind of a one night, just everything fell off the wheels, or has he been having problems lately?
No, it's an isolated incident. Now I will say Nicholas has only been in our placement for a few weeks. He seems to get along with the other individuals very well in the placement. So it is an isolated incident, but however, he does have a history on his common application of these type of behaviors or severe behaviors. So I would say just because in 2 weeks it didn't happen with us, I can't say that, it's particularly just an isolated incident for Nicholas.
What's his diagnosis?
Autism.
That's it?
He has autism on the spectrum. He does have oppositional defiant disorder as one of his diagnoses as well, but those are the major disorders of the major diagnosis.
All right. Has he been medication compliant?
Yes, he is. He's compliant with all of our guidelines, all of our rules. He has never been a problem. No. And I think honestly that it was a misunderstanding with the interaction. The reason why I say that is because he did run away. He ran away because he didn't like the answer no to something that he wanted done. And then he came back. When he came back, the police were already there, and the staff had then at that time asked him, would you like to just come to your apartment, and kind of calm down. He attempted to run away again, and that's when the police intervened. So what I mean by misunderstanding is that it wasn't like he was assaulting us or doing anything personal to us. It was just his interaction with the police, which that was not,
And I will tell you, my most of this stuff with the police, I'm, it's easier to deal with, but the spitting on the police officer, that just goes too far.
Absolutely.
I mean, to me, that shows an absolute disrespect and disregard for another person. And when was the last time you saw a doctor?
He
Does anybody know Judge Kim's doctor seeing magic number? Anybody in the chat, can you tell me how often Judge Kim believes children should see a doctor when they are medicated? Anybody? 4 to 6 weeks CRD. This is the case. That's true. Let's see if that's what he confirms here. Let's see if he felt the same that day.
he was released from the hospital because unfortunately he had another incident with courts at a different placement of arson. And I think some other violent incidents there at that placement. So he was released from a behavioral hospital, was sent to us, and that's the last time he's seen the doctor when he came to us a couple weeks ago. He is scheduled to see the psychiatrist next week. He has been to counseling with a Chosen Path Counseling. He has seen her and was due to see her again today.
Where's Nicholas from? What county?
I believe his caseworker is from Seguin, Texas. No?
It's Comal County.
Come on, County? Okay.
Yes.
And y'all just, the only place or the most appropriate placement for him was here in Tarrant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I say one thing? He has received an HCS slot, okay? He has received an HCS slot. They cannot find an HCS provider that will accept him due to his level of behaviors. And they are unfamiliar with the state supported living center that accepts them with an HCS slot with these level of behaviors, but they said that they've tried everywhere in the state of Texas to get him placed under an HCS provider for the behaviors that he has, and no one would accept him. So that's how he ended up with us.
Help me out. What is HCS?
Okay, home community based, and that's for individuals with intellectual developmental disabilities. And he's on that program. But
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Why are you idiots doing this in front of this kid who, again, has so little going for him? He's already so problematic that nobody will take him. How many times did you say that? Do you know how many times it takes to erase that from a kid's mind? Way more times than you're willing to put in. I guarantee that, lady. Like, it offends me that they don't say, like, it just...
issue has been that they can't find any of the providers that can handle his level of need of behaviors in the community. And they asked me to take him in temporary for 90 days until they can figure out what to do, because they wanted a state supported living center, which he will qualify for because he has the waiver. But they weren't able to figure out a route to get him into that state supported living center. which is a secure facility, a more secure facility for his behavioral needs.
John. Yeah. Comal County is looking for a felony prosecutor. Okay. I'm like, all right, I probably got more years than the DA himself. Yeah, thank you. So, no, and I talked to my wife. You know,
Yeah, Nicholas, had you not spit on the police officer, this would be easy. I'd already tell you to go home. That one, you just drew the line too far. I'm too worried about you, the safety of you and the community. So I'm going to go and detain you for now. Let's revisit this. Let's set this for next week, Stephanie. 5 days, but it doesn't have to be Friday. Nicholas, I'm going to see you next week sometime. I'm going to see what your behavior is like, see if you can actually control yourself and your emotions. If you're able to, then I am open to the idea of releasing you. But if you're causing problems back here too, then then that was the right decision to keep you here. I'm just letting you know, if it was just the threat to the police or just the running away from the police or the resisting, I would be letting you go right now. So what you have to understand is sometimes you cross the line and there's a consequence to it and you can't choose the consequence. All right. So, all right, Nicholas, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Edney. Tristan. Mr. Edney, Tristan is already released. So, Horeb. That's right, I forgot to give it to you.
And just as a reminder, these are old cases.
All right, are you
They are
Horeb?
still sad.
Morning, Judge.
Hello, Ms.
Whoa. Sophie, I saw your chat there. These are old cases. They're originally from 2020, 2021. We like to go back and watch them because we like the judge. We miss him. It's been a while. I think they're worth a rewatch.
So what?
Are you Horeb?
Yes, that's me.
All right, I'm Judge Kim. This is a detention hearing. This is when a kid's brought in, you have to see a judge within 2 days. I have to decide whether to keep you here. What do you see if I keep you? You'll see a judge every 10 days while you're here. You do have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. Ms. Uzuihe is your attorney. Good morning, Rita.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, so yesterday, you have no history with this. You turned 17 this week. All right, so yesterday, Haltom City responded to domestic. When they got there, they saw you walking away and you instructed them to arrest that man, pointing to a witness, Cisco. Officer directed you, who was upset, to relax, tell the police what happened. And you said that he had thrown a right hook and struck you on the right side.
Yes.
Officer notes that in such a scenario, punch will hit your left side, not the right side. There are no marks or injuries, but you had bloody knuckles, which you said was caused by you punching a door. Officer was speaking with the witness, and you continued to taunt the witness and curse at him, made obscene hand gestures at the witness while police were trying to figure out what's going on. When challenged by the police on your story, you got upset. You said you believed your family reportedly moving intended to leave you. And when asked what your plan was, you said you want to go play basketball. So your mom said that you approached Cisco in an aggressive manner. Cisco pushed you away, but other than that, there was no physical fight. Police gave Horeb permission to leave the scene. At that point, go play basketball. As he said was his intention, and asked the police for a ride. The police said he can't take you anywhere, and you said F you then, and walked back to the house. Your mom stood on the porch. Sorry. Okay. Your mom's still on the porch, waving you away, trying to prevent re-entry to the house. You continue to advance on the family. Police gave you orders to stop advancing on the house, on the family, which then you ignored, speeding up when you saw the police trying to intercept you. So the police used force to take you to the ground. Once on the ground, you continued to verbally abuse the officers, ignored commands to surrender for handcuffing. One officer had to control your feet. The other got your hands, and you continue to resist. And then push your hands forward and held onto the grass to stop getting arrested. Eventually, they cuffed you, arrested you, searched you, smelled weed, but didn't find weed on you. And you had some vape pens in your backpack. So you got a ticket for minor possession of tobacco and a resisting arrest. Mom here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mom, are there deeper mental health issues with your son?
What did you say?
Are there deeper mental health issues with your son?
No.
So this is normal behavior?
What you mean about that?
Does his behavior seem normal to you?
No, this behavior, it's as a child, is not normal because we are African people. So a child, you have to respect the parent no matter what. You have to obey what the parent they tell you. So the behavior, it's not normal. I want him to listen to me 100% and to listen to my husband, who's his stepfather. That's the problems.
Right. No, I'm with you on this one, but I'm trying to figure out, is this what Horeb does all the time, or is this just an unusual circumstance?
No, this one, it's a circumstance. It's a circumstance. He was good, fine. The things is, he didn't want my relationship with my husband. That's the problems. I'm the mom. He cannot choose who I have.
Is that another way to say the other kids are a bad influence?
To be with is my husband.
Okay, so Mom, I think you're going off a different direction. I'm trying to figure out who's Cisco? Do you know who Cisco is?
Cisco is my husband.
That's your husband. Okay. So he's telling the police that your husband punched him, and the police are questioning him, don't believe him, and he gets upset. The police are there at your house, talk to him. He says, I want to go play basketball.
So,
he asks for a ride. You say no, then he cusses at the officer for not giving him a ride. Like does this seem like normal behavior for a person?
No, it's not normal behavior. It's not normal.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long has he been acting abnormally or irrationally?
How long he been acting normally?
Abnormally. Like how long has he been like this?
It happened just like since when we get back together. So like 3 weeks now.
So when you say we get back together, that's you and your husband or you and your son?
No, me, my husband. Because we broke up. So when we get back together, so it happened 3 weeks, it changed. So it changed the behavior.
May I say something? Are you understanding her, though?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what she's saying is that, first, this is not a normal behavior. However, she noticed that for the past 3 weeks, that my client is acting irrationally because she got back with her husband. So that's basically what she's stating to the courts.
Right. So, Ms. Uzue, where do we go from here? My concern is I release him, he just goes back to that home.
Mm-hmm. Your Honor, what I would say at this point is I mean, I will leave the release to the discretion of the courts. I need to speak to my clients. I also need to speak to the mom, and at least let us have some cooling period, you know. He just got arrested, like he hasn't been there a while. So let's have some cooling time and then see if things at home will get better, or see if there's any relative or an alternative place that my clients can be for now while the case is pending. So that would be what I would suggest to the courts, but then and again, I will leave it to the courts.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
I have not had a chance to as of this moment, but I do intend to approach the family about mediation and seeing what if they feel like this would be helpful and possibly resolve this. Circumstances being what they are, I haven't had a chance to speak to anyone before the hearing.
I agree, Your Honor.
Or this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to detain you. All right. At a certain point, if there's conflict with your stepdad, there's conflict. That's just a family matter that I don't really want to get involved in. I don't think I should get involved in. But more than that, when the police come up and try and de-escalate the situation, just figure out what's going on, then, and you're acting as irrational as you are. So, Horeb, you called the police asking for their assistance and asking them to make a decision. And when they show up and make a decision, then you start resisting and causing problems. That's not the way it works.
I didn't call the police.
I'm the one who called the police.
Okay. So, but here's the thing. If the police tell you you're being arrested, you're being arrested.
Never told I was being arrested or detained. I just got tackled out of nowhere.
Yeah, when the police told you to stop. Okay. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, they're there. They need to control the situation. That's part of living in a civilized society. Right. So then once they have you on the ground and they're trying to arrest you, that you keep on fighting with them and causing problems. That's another issue. So the way I see it right now, Horeb, is I'm just not confident I'll release you that your bad attitude isn't going to carry over. Just be a kid. Wait till you're 18, go do your own thing. But if you're going to cause problems right now like this, then you're kind of sticking me in this position because I'm not comfortable releasing you back to your parents. So I'm detaining you for now. We'll see what your behavior level's like. Mr. Lewis, let me know. If you feel like it's appropriate to release them, I'll reconsider. Mrs. Uihe, if you feel like things are changed or more stable, we don't have to wait to 10 days. But for right now, I'm not going to put him back in that situation.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
And Horeb, if this is one of those, the police were there and said, we think you're lying, we don't think he hit you, and just y'all just calm down, then you would have been at home last night. The fact that you escalate the situation and then telling the police officer, ask him for a ride to go to the basketball court, and they say no because they can't do that. They're not Uber. And then you say F you. Why would you disrespect people that are there just to try and help you? So anyways, hopefully this is a good learning lesson in life, or we will see you at the next detention hearing. Oh, I'm also going to let you know, if your bad attitude carries over at a detention facility, when you turn 17, the law allows me to keep you downtown at the county jail. So either fix your attitude and smile and be pleasant and work the system and stay here at Kimbo, or be a jackass and go downtown. It's really that simple. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Hold on, he has a question for me. So, Horeb, do you have a question?
Yeah.
My mom's stepdad's the abuser. He would hit her. And then when he put me in that room, he swung first on me.
Do you think this is helping your situation?
No, Your Honor. He's not going to speak. I'll speak with him. So whatever he already said, please, Your Honor, could you disregard it?
Yeah, Ms. Uzue, I really didn't understand, but his body language and his tone of voice told me volumes. And so, stop making your situation worse. Make it better.
Yeah, there's one can talk.
Yes, Mom, do you have a question?
Yes. So my question is, so it's not a question. So what I want to say is Horeb is my son. So I want to help my son.
I do too.
Yeah, Horeb is my son. I want to help my son. So I want to take my son. I'm going to help him because I called the pastor today. We have a service in the church and the pastor is going to pray for Horeb because it's not normal. It's maybe like a spirit stuff. So they want to pray for him. I want to help him because he's a good child. So it's just
People in court, we can see you.
things happen.
Well, Mom,
Yeah,
I
just things
don't,
happen.
I don't think he's a good child. I think he can become a good child, but right now, from what he's shown me, he's not a good kid. Don't enable him. Don't make excuses for him. It is what it is.
Yes, I'm not making an excuse for him. It's I know my son. I know my son very well. So nobody know my son. I know my son very well. I know what I'm saying. So what I'm saying there, I'm gonna help my son. This is not gonna happen again because I know the way I'm gonna talk to him because I call his dad. I call his dad over there in Canada. His dad said that, okay, no problem. You can send my son to me. And
no, Mom, I'm not sending a kid to Canada.
No, I'm not.
Hold on, fuck off. First of all, fuck you, Judge Camp. First of all, excuse me. Watch your tone about Canada, sir. Sir. Seriously. Fuck right off right now. Okay? I can tell you right now. Almost every city in Canada is going to be safer than Tarrant County. And I'm saying that with all the love. Send the child to his dad. I think that's a good idea. Also, did she say she was going to do an exorcism? Is that what was actually said here? Oh my gosh. That would be such a red flag. Such a red flag. Oh my God. I love to hate Judge Kim. I love Judge Kim, but yes, this is the judge that blames rap music for bad behavior. This is the judge who, no, he doesn't blame anything in particular. He just is really good at like zooming in on your person, the person in front of him's like problem. And then, right. Honestly, send him to Canada. I actually don't know why the tone of voice, Judge Kim, because I honestly don't know. Oh, and the reality is like when he tells people to smile and figure it out, I know I would, if I had got wrapped into this system by accident somehow, my God, I would have been there my whole fucking childhood or teenage years. Because I would not bow down to him. I wouldn't bow down to him. I made eggs tonight for dinner, thanks the world's end. I don't know that his mom wants rid of him. I think there's a language barrier here in terms of being able to express herself as much as maybe Judge Kim needs to hear. I don't know. Honestly, my theory is like, well, I have a little bit of faith in Canada. That's just the truth. It's like a totally different situation. He's not gonna freeze. He'll be fine.
Not say then you to send him Canada. His dad, he want me to send him Canada. I say, no, I'm gonna be with my son because I've been with him since day one until now. So I know my son, I'm gonna help my son.
Mom, let's stop for a second. You cannot help your son if he doesn't want to be helped. No matter what you do, if he's not willing to become a better person, he will never become a better person. It's too late for that. I mean, he's almost 17 now. So you can try, but if he's not willing to go along, then there's nothing you can do for him. So this is on your son.
I didn't get what you say. What did you say again?
What I'm saying is your son is almost 17.
Mm-hmm.
and you can't force him to become a better human being. It's either he'll choose to be a better human being or he'll choose not to. And that's on him. But you can't say, I'm going to help him. You cannot help him unless he wants your help.
No, what I'm saying then, I'm not forcing him to be a better person because he is a good kid.
No, he's not a good kid. He's not. Look at him.
Joanna, I know my son.
I know what I see.
Joanna, I know my son very good. He's not a bad kid.
He is. I'm not saying he's a bad kid. What I'm saying is he's not a good kid.
No, he's a good kid because these things it happen. Even me too, it surprised me. I know my son very good. So I know my son very good. I know my son very good. So like I say, this is not gonna happen because I'm not even gonna call the police for him because I know that he's gonna change. I know my son very good.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I don't even know what happened that night. What I'm saying is based on the way he is talking to me and behaving during this hearing, he is not a good kid. And this is not even about anything that happened in the past. This is just on the last 5 minutes. I can already tell he is not a good kid. He can be, he can make good changes, but right now, he's not.
Yeah, that one, you the one who said that. But me as a mom who raised him until now, I'm telling because if it was a bad kid, since when he was at those age, things will happen. Like I say, he's not a bad kid.
People in Court asked a really good question. Also, another great channel that you guys need to make sure you're subscribed to, checking out new content coming from People in Court. Was the abuse ever investigated? Well, in the simplest forms, the police were called when this child was detained. They went to the scene, and in the end, they took this child and brought him to the detention facility. So I don't know if that would be considered actually investigated, or if that would be one of those situations where you realize, oh, apparently that's where the fucking kids slip through the cracks. It's like the cops come out to a domestic situation and they don't believe the kid, which is just a little odd. And then shouldn't CPS probably follow up on that? You know? It's probably right. And again, guys, I am a retired teenager, okay? A retired teenager that was an asshole. And a kid that was an asshole. I was actually a worse kid than a teenager. But my whole point is I feel for the kid in this situation because I actually don't get the vibe. And from what mom said here, this is probably not the exact situation. It may warrant some detention for a little bit longer just to cool things down, but I'm not sure that it's necessarily the biggest problem. Okay, let's go going again.
A bad kid cannot have a good grade. A bad kid cannot do, when they do competition in the whole school, he's the one who beat them with the math B, he bring the trophy. So a bad kid cannot do those kind of stuff. A bad kid cannot bring the grade, the A+. A bad kid cannot do that. That's what I'm saying. It's something like the court, they don't know anything about like a spiritual stuff. Like I say, it's something happened. It's from back home, spiritual stuff, it needs to be prayed. That's why I'm saying that I know my son. He's not a bad kid. It's a good kid because I know him very well.
Mom, look, you can say he's not a bad kid 100 times. That doesn't make him a good kid. Okay?
No, he's a good kid.
Mom, you can say he's a good kid 100 times. That doesn't make him a good kid. I'm looking at his behavior. I'm looking at his actions. And in this situation, I'm the one making the decisions.
Yes,
okay?
Yes, I appreciate. Okay. I respect your decision because you are the judge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Madam, can we stop this conversation? We have to listen to the judge and then we can take it from there, please. I beg you. So Thank you,
All right,
Honor.
Ms. Uzoya, just get back to me. Thank you, everyone.
I will. Thank you, Judge, and apologize for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
All right, Doug, if we can go ahead and bring that, let's see, we have an out of custody. If you can bring, I guess,
We'll get her from detention. Yeah.
well, in the
No,
court room.
he's in the lobby.
Yes, he's in the lobby, so
Oh, we have out of
we'll,
custody?
Yes, it was a
Okay.
last minute add-on that nobody but Judge and I know about.
so we had it out of custody, and then we have the one from detention we're bringing to the courtroom.
Okay.
Judge, I'm sorry, the parents were really loud. So do you want that in custody in here?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Many things Judge King does is pointless and detrimental.
Yeah.
To the point of like completely arbitrary.
Grandpa, yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting back here.
Hearing aids going. Yeah, I can hear.
No, he's great. He went, I'll tell you a funny story about the hearing aids after. I used to, my neighbor got some, and I saw him the other day, his wife talked to him, and then the other day I saw her out there at the porch. Like, yeah, what are you doing? When he saw me, he's like, well, I don't turn them on. But she was in on the back porch a good 10 minutes at him, and he did this, so I guess she thought like, and he was like, and she kept, like, what's going on? He's like, well, I don't turn them on. Wait, no. I thought you were in the other room.
Well, I was doing another. I went on there and just come over here. So.
All right, so Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm Judge Kim. So I've asked for this detention hearing because we had court set this morning, and I know you were here. There's not a problem with that. I think your attorney and the district attorney is trying to work out a deal. But my understanding on a report given to me is that there are behavioral problems at your grandfather's house. Grandpa, is that about right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so tell me about these behavioral issues. Grandpa, I want you to tell me.
Okay, well, and almost immediately when he got home, you know, he started contacting his buddies or whatever, the one that told me not to.
Grandpa, I apologize. Just because we're on a laptop in there, it's kind of the microphone. Do you mind kind of maybe facing the laptop a little bit more? Just so I can hear you better. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Thank you, sir.
Am I clear now?
Yes, yeah, much better.
Okay, now, what happened was he started going outside, even though he's on the income monitor. He told us that he called his probation officer and they told him he can go outside. The same friends we told him not to associate with, they were coming around anyway, and he was outside with them. We had his phone. He went in the room and took it. And if we tried to take it back, it would have been a battle. He's pretty much defiant. He doesn't really cooperate or listen. He's up all hours. I have to stay up and between 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning because I don't know what he's going to do. And the fact that he has these friends over at the house, we just couldn't do that no more. We're getting just to the point now where it's affecting the house, my health, and our family's well-being because he doesn't want to comply.
So, I mean, is he just disrespecting all the rules?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's easy enough. Okay. All right. Well, Joshua, then this is what I'm going to do. Can I see Joshua on the screen, please? All right, Joshua. So at this point, I had released you to your grandparents, trying to find a reasonable alternative not to detain you. But if you're not following the rules of your grandparents' house, then I don't have a place to put you. So I'm going to go and detain you while your case is pending. All right, and we'll go from here. We'll see you at the next court date. All right. All right. Thank you, sir. Oh, and Joshua, I recommend that you follow the rules here at a detention facility because decisions have to be made on your case, whether, I think it's an aggravated robbery, determine a sentence, you're looking at potentially 40 years of confinement for this. I highly recommend you behave and follow the rules here, get and maintain level 1 outstanding, because your behavior will be an issue when it's for me to decide whether you go to TJJD and ultimately maybe Texas Department of Corrections and for how long, or if you get probation. And so you need to impress me, impress the DI in the case, give your attorney something to work with. All right. Thank you, Joshua.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got a phone in here?
All right, I think the last one, we're doing that in person. We can bring mom to the courtroom. Do we have anybody? Mr. Masick, you're remote, aren't you?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn my laptop around so you can see your client.
Okay.
You just won't be able to see me and your client at the same time, but you'll be able to hear me.
All right. See if Miss Guerrero's there.
Over there. A little bit. Not so scary. Yes, aquí. Gracias. Okay, Mr. Masick, you can hear me?
I can, Your Honor.
All right, so, all right, Felicia, if you can interpret for Jennifer. So, first thing, let her know, I'm just trying to decide whether I'm going to keep her or release her. So my main questions are for mom about the conflict between Jennifer and, is it Angie, is the sister?
Yes.
Okay. And she was saying that there's generally not, it's not that big of a deal. They argue, but it's not physical.
She said that there's no, the problem is that Jennifer didn't cheat in that she just
Okay. Explosive meaning damaging property or hurting people? Property. Has she seen a doctor for maybe mental health issues? You asked. She was not. How long has this been going on, the violent behavior?
Since Jeff.
Okay, so it's been chronic. Okay. But Jennifer's never seen a mental health doctor?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does she have insurance?
No.
She received Medicaid?
No.
All right, so this is what I want to do on this one. Let me explain this to Jennifer and mom. Is I'm going to detain her for now. I'm just on my way. All right. And the reason why is I'm concerned about the safety of other people. That's Angie, mom, anybody else in the house, and Jennifer also. So I'm going to order a psychiatric evaluation. There may be mental or behavioral issues that need to be diagnosed by a doctor. Or the doctor may say she doesn't need help. But if the doctor does say she needs a prescription, then Jennifer, you're going to have to take the medication. And if you don't take the medicine, your behavior level will stay low. If the medication is not working, we'll get the doctor back to you and he can change the prescription. So Jennifer, this is up to you now. Either you follow the rules and you're respectful, or you end up staying here longer.
She says she's gonna follow the rules.
Okay, I think she can. I'm not that worried about you. My worry is now that you're becoming a young woman. When a 16-year-old girl hits somebody, it hurts a lot more than like a 6-year-old girl hitting somebody. So as you're getting bigger and stronger, you can cause more injuries, which makes me worried. We're at the time now that I just think it's good to see a doctor. So let's order the psychiatric and then get the prescription. If she's medication compliant, she gets a level 1.0. I think we're in good shape. Mom wants Jennifer back, right? All right, so Jennifer, this is not your mom wanting you here. This is the judge making the decision. Okay. Okay. Hopefully this will take care of itself. Now, mom, she needs to know that when she gets out of here, because she'll get out of here. Because she will get out of here. That she has to contact MHMR Tarrant County and get regular doctor's care for her daughter. That's if our doctor thinks there's a problem. If our doctor says no problem, she doesn't have to.
Sorry. Eddie, I so forget you're new here. No, I don't hate drugs at all. I believe that all drugs should be legalized. Not only legalized, but produced and sold by the government for like a lot of money. Recreational, everything. All the good stuff. You want heroin, you want cocaine, you want anything. Pharmaceutical grade. Very perfectly available to people over whatever age. 21, whatever. And then you know what you can do? You could take all of the policing resources that used to be dealing with drug war, and you can work on other things. And you can take all the taxes that you're going to get from all the like middle class party people on the weekends that are buying little bumps that are willing to pay huge amounts of money. Yeah, you can reinvest that into real addiction programs for people that actually need help with addiction, not just people that want to use recreationally safely once in a while. It's just like, again, so dumb. You can decriminalize something or legalize it, but if you don't make access to it available and safe, then you've done nothing in the end. So, again, the it's the same with prostitution. I already have a really good brothel idea, but that's another story. Let's finish this off, and then guys, make sure that you're lined up for the after party tonight. It is going to be it. That is the way I see it. The link is going to be dropped in this chat. You'll see it. A great friend of the channel, and I love hanging out with them and all of you. So please go ahead and make sure that you're going to be ready for the 11:30 Eastern, which is 9:30 or is that 9:30 or 8:30? 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Okay, that's 3 hours more. I was like, fuck, did I just tell the wrong time? No, I totally didn't. Courtney, you're very close. You don't need to put the ads on. First of all, here's the thing. If you have a camera in front of you, it's no longer prostitution. That is porn. Okay? And porn is legal. So we can just get around that problem to begin with very simply. They never said it had to be widely distributed porn for it to be legal. So that's my little loophole there. Oh, I have a name for the brothel already. What was it going to be called? Oh, fuck, it's in one of my notebooks. I have the whole business plan. My whole plan would be this. When a woman or person comes to the brothel to start work there and they come in, the first interview process, they would come in, they would sit down with me. We would talk about what they wanted to do, what was going on. And if I decided to hire them, spoiler alert, everybody gets hired. The first thing they do, no sex. No. First thing we do, we're going to figure out what the problem is. What drew you to come here today? What problem are you having in your life that you need fixed right now? Let's sort that problem out. And then, if you actually want to do sex work, we can work on that. That's totally fine. There's no shame in that, and I'm happy to help you with that. But let's figure out what drew you here and if this is indeed right for you. And then we can go from there. That's my theory. Also, lack of money, of course. So I will give them money. It's like it's a philanthropic business enterprise. So, yeah, some girls just want to fuck, and those will be the ones that'll be in the back and hanging out. But most of them don't need to, and they don't need to worry about it. Also, the other thing is, I believe that if you had legal prostitution in most places that was not stigmatized and was safe for both parties, that you would actually reduce the rates of sexual assault in general life, because there's something to be said for being able to get what you want and pay for it. And like most people, it's not going to, it's not going to work for everybody. There's always going to be some fucking criminals out there ruining things. But for the most part, it's really not. It's going to be better. Sex work is worn. That's funny. I accept everything. Yeah. And you know what else? It's not an easy job. So when a person puts themselves in that position, then I actually think all the power to them and that we should support them in the safest way possible, which means I think that it's absolutely crucial that there is security and health checks and all these different things on site, and that it becomes a very good regulated industry. Again, if I was in charge of the world, right? If I was in charge of the world for a day, there's a few things I would change. Yeah.
And you can explain that, make your mark for later. Okay. All right, does Jennifer have any preguntas? Okay, thank you, Ms. Guerrero. Well done.
Judge, just add a little FYI, Ms. Guerrero had set up a...
Yes, I'm listening, James.
I had set up a mediation. Perhaps we should postpone the mediation for the report from the doctor.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So it's not the psychological, so there won't be a report psychiatric. So looking for diagnosis and prescription. So yes, let's postpone the mediation until we figure out if there's a diagnosis or not, because I'll change things as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good idea, Mr. Masick. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. So at this point, concludes the detention hearings for today. Everyone have a great weekend.
Thank you, Judge. We totally will. It's a long weekend. I think we can already get over to that is the way I see it and make sure and see I don't know how premieres work. Can you? I can't remember. I'm a live girl. You know how it works. Pardon me. Oh, I'm a very sex positive person. Like I said, there's no TMI here and there's no shocking me. Believe me. You can try though. If you want, really. It's totally fine. People reveal their deepest, darkest secrets to me. I like it. Also, I have what's called aphantasia. So that means that I have no visual imagery in my brain. So I always thought that was normal, but apparently that's not normal. That's not everybody. Anyways, okay, guys, here's what we're doing. Getting over to that is the way I see it. That's where the after party is tonight. And I want you guys to go there. I want you to send some beavers in the chat and make sure that you're subscribed over there. It is, but you have to wait for it to start, but you don't have to wait to chat at all. And seriously, guys, I love you very much. I have some really fun things coming up. I have a little whiteboard right over here. I've got ideas written down. Bam, 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 bam. I dream, sort of, not really. I've never dreamed. Aphantasia is spelled Aphantasia. And there's another person in the chat, Gracie T, who also has this condition. And basically I never thought, like, it's hard to explain to somebody who has visual imagery in their mind versus me who has zero. Like, it's black always when I close my eyes. I've never had trouble sleeping. I go to sleep. I've never been able to remember any of my dreams because there's no vision associated with it. But for example, while I couldn't call a picture of my daughter to mind, if somebody said, imagine X, Y, or Z, or imagine a person, I could do that. But the ability to do that will be just as good with my eyes open or closed. And that, like, there's no image that comes. It's the way that my brain works. So it literally um, you know, like it's a feeling almost. It's very hard to explain, but it's how I think all the time. Like, there's never any images or anything there except for sound and my thoughts. Like, but there's no pictures, there's nothing like that. So I see with my eyes open as good as I would see with my eyes closed. And I think that's why, even though I have ADHD, which is very, very, very commonly connected with bad driving, I have a very good driving record for the most part because I do not have um daydreams in the same way. Like, I'm always thinking. It's why it never made sense to me when people would say, like, close your eyes and concentrate, or picture this or this or that. There's a million different things as to why, like, that makes sense now. I only learned this within the last like 6 to 8 months. I'd heard about the condition. I really had no clue that people have like pictures in their brain. Had no clue about that. And it turns out my daughter does. So, but what I do posit, being somebody with aphantasia, it means that I believe that people with the condition are attracted to other people with the condition just because of the way that they process. And so I believe that when you start thinking about it, and if you determine that you have it and you ask the people around you, there's a huge chance that a lot of the very close people to you are going to also be affected similarly, because I've found that there are many, like my closest friend groups, they think I'm crazy. They're like, people don't see pictures in their head. Like, you're exaggerating. That's a euphemism. Those are figures of speech. And I was like, I know, and that's what I used to think. But apparently, like 98% of people can call images in their brain. And it makes so much sense about like school and practicing stuff. Like that's never worked for me. So how can I work through problems in my mind? Verbally, I'm hearing a stream of consciousness constantly, multiple streams of consciousnesses, it seems. The other thing is I do have a friend who's a teacher. The premiere's starting soon, so we're heading over there quickly. This is the last thing. We'll talk about aphantasia one day soon. But I have a friend who is a teacher, and she turns out that she has this condition as well. And now what she does is when she'll do an exercise with her class of 30 students, she'll ask them to imagine something with their mind. And so here's the thing. I've never thought I had a bad imagination. In fact, people tell me all the time, how the hell do you come up with things like this? Well, it's because I'm not limited to things that I have to see. My imagination is entirely non-visual. And so I think outside the box constantly. And basically what you do is if you have the kids walk through a visualization exercise, and at the very end, once everybody's done, if you ask the right question in the right way, you can say like, hey, was there anybody there that actually didn't see anything when they were picturing it, that it was just black? And usually about like 1 to 5% of the kids raise their hands and they have absolutely no visual imagery whatsoever. And that's been her experience. So we are heading off to That Is the Way I See It. You guys, I'm going to go over there for a couple minutes here. I appreciate having you here. I love you all so much. We will do another aphantasia talk again soon, I promise, because I'm still learning about it, and I love to teach and explain because I learn more about it myself. But let's have a wonderful evening. I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you tomorrow. Get that KCC rate on to That Is the Way I See It, my friends. Make sure you hit that like button. That is mandatory over there. You're not allowed to not hit it there. Okay? Beaver Vomit. Okay, and I am grabbing the link. Oh my goodness. Somebody just put it in there. Was it you? Was it Judge? Here, I'm gonna, oh fuck. I can't do it there. My Crazy Life, will you post it again? I have a good memory, but I don't have any visuals in it. Anyways, okay, I love you guys. You're going over to That Is the Way I See It. Go check him out. He's doing a premiere right now. It's a compilation video. It'll be great. I actually have the link right here on my phone. I'm going to copy that, bring it over here, put it in the chat. Here we go. I hope it's the right one. Yes. Oh my God, it's starting right now. Go, 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 go. This is not a test. Go.